Hey guys, I'm just chilling here with my $78. Oh no! Oh, what? A GAN 12 maglev? Wait, I don't know how to feel about this. The GAN 12 is GAN's newest flagship 3x3 speed cube, and as always, it is really expensive. This cube turns very fast, but at the same time, it is also relatively stable because of the corner-to-core magnet system. This new cube design is intended to make the cube more controllable, but it is quite hard to get used to, so I'll show you what it is and give my thoughts on it later in this review. This cube has two main versions, the MagLev and the Leap. The MagLev version has repelling magnets in the core, and because they don't touch each other when you turn, then this has less friction, making for a faster cube. The Leap version uses springs which have a bit more friction. There's also the choice of UV coated and frosted coated plastic. I personally prefer the UV, which is shinier and grippier, while the frosted is less grippy. But the UV is more expensive and only available for the MagLev version, at least right now. They may change this in the future. Now, this cube isn't just like any other cube, it can do this. This is not what we thought would happen when we first started putting magnets inside cubes. The reason this happens is because of the insane corner magnets. Look at that. How it works is when you're turning the cube, as you're about to finish that turn, the magnet from the corner starts to get really close to the magnet inside the core, and then it will just snap in place. And there are other magnets as well between the corner and edge pieces to keep the cube stable. On each corner piece, there's also this adjustment system where you can change the strength of the magnet here. So there are 3 settings, and on the left is the weakest magnet strength, which pulls this magnet closer in, away from the core. And if I move this to the very right side, you can see the magnet pop out a bit, and that is the strongest magnet setting. And then there is also one setting in the middle. Changing these corner settings mainly affects the magnet's ability to pop the cube back into place, and since it's on strong right now, it can go almost to 45 degrees. That is an insane amount to correct the cube for me. And if you set all the magnets to the weakest settings, then it won't go quite as far, so here it is still not helping me, but here it will. And on top of this, in your little AirPods box, you're actually going to get more of these little magnets that can go inside a corner piece. You can see what's already in the cube has a triangle around the magnet. You can turn this counterclockwise and then pull it out. Then you can insert one of these extra hexagon-shaped magnets inside and turn it clockwise to get it to lock in. These magnets are stronger and you can still adjust this, so there are a lot of possible settings, and you can completely remove the magnets for the weakest magnet setting, but I don't recommend this and I will explain why later. Next, there are 2 adjustment systems underneath the center cap. The top system with the numbers goes from 1 to 6 and controls how much room there is to move. 6 means the most room to move, so loosest, and 1 is the least, so it's going to be tightest. This little hole right here marks which setting you're on, so right now I am on setting 2, and that's shown at multiple places around the settings. How to adjust this is with this tool that comes in the box. Before you start using this tool, you have to make sure you pull apart and just twist it a bit until it locks out. Then you use the flat side by putting it on top like this and then turning clockwise. Make sure you turn very gently. If you push down and turn, you can actually remove the whole thing. Then there is the repelling magnet at the bottom, which you can kind of see. You cannot see which setting you're on just by looking, but you can use the tool with the claw side in order to adjust it, and you can still find out which setting you're on. You just put this in and then turn clockwise. That loud snap is when it gets back to setting 1, which is the weakest strength. In other words, this will feel more flexible, and as you move up to setting 6, this will be the least flexible or most stable setting, and then back down to the bottom. I've tried some of these settings, and my favorite is 2 for the outer number, and for the one at the bottom, after you get to the lowest click, like that, then I go 1, 2 more. So I would call this setting 3. And just make sure you make that the same for all sides. In the Leap version, the insides look a bit different, but it works pretty much the same way, where you have the outer numbers and the spring at the bottom, and they are controlled the same way as well. Also, I use the same settings here, 2 for centerpiece travel and 3 for the springs. Now, that was a lot, but this comes with your cube and tells you everything you need to know about the adjustment systems. However, the English has some spelling mistakes, so I hope you can read Chinese. If you've never used a customization system like this before, then I recommend checking out my How to Customize Your Cube video, because that one explains how these work and what the difference is between these systems. Now, I don't cover maglev in that video, but it works the same way as springs. There are 3 main little issues I want to discuss with this cube. We're going to get to the magnet system, but first is just the cube itself. Like, do you hear those extra click noises when it's not actually corner cutting? Something on the inside is just getting caught on something else, and the best shot I've had at trying to replicate this is doing a reverse corner cut on the U layer, just holding it there. Okay, I think I've done it. There's nothing else to corner cut, but something is getting stuck. So see how there's this first initial corner cut, then another snap? It's not just during this, I feel like it happens in a lot of other turns, I just can't replicate it right now. This is actually my main problem with this cube. I don't know why it does this. Now, you might think it has to do with the corner to core magnets rubbing against each other, and that's not actually the problem, because I have tried removing all of those magnets and it still does this. So that is just a fundamental flaw with this cube that has nothing to do with its new magnet technology. But let's talk about that too. The magnets are really strong, so what that means is when you do slice turns, they're twice as strong. That's because a slice turn is really just 2 turns at once, so it will make slice move algorithms a lot harder. Especially a U-perm algorithm like this where I use M moves. If you don't use M moves, you will be fine, but I do this, and this causes a lot of problems. And if you use the roux method, you're screwed. Now, my third issue is just with this new magnet system in general. The cube being able to do this and turn by itself has been a little controversial, but not for why you might think. It's just, is this even good? For example, for L and R turns, you are usually just holding the layer, so it can't do anything for you, you're holding it. For U-turns, it looks like it's good, and it is, but often it won't be if you use the right finger tricks, such as this regripless finger trick. You are still holding the layer the whole time and it cannot do anything on its own. So it's pretty much just home grip U-turns and home grip D-turns that it really is going to help for. And then there's one big disadvantage, and that is you need a variable amount of force to complete a turn. The magnets are really strong, so it takes some force to start a turn, but once you start a turn, it just completes itself. Like, I'm actually trying to use a very small amount of force. Okay. Even on another magnetized cube, I can still push pretty uniformly. So what that means is to start a turn, you have to actually turn harder than usual. But once you're about to end a turn, it's helping you turn in that direction, which means you have to go softer than usual. So instead of a very uniform turn, you have to push harder and then push less hard. Is that a bad thing? Maybe. I've been using cubes that are not like this for my entire life, so obviously I'm going to struggle a lot with this. I'm not saying this is objectively a bad feature of the cube, but it has been very, very hard for me to get used to, and I still make tons of mistakes. I prefer the turning to feel as consistent as possible so it feels like I'm in control. In fact, there's this moment right here where I actually should have done the last turn, but since I'm using a very optimized finger trick that is quite a weak force, I actually attempted the turn and it just didn't turn. The magnets were too strong for this turn. Apparently, I'm not strong enough to be using the GAN 12. MagLev, that is. See, for some reason, when I tried the leap, it doesn't have as much of this problem. Now, the only difference between these cubes is supposed to be the spring versus a MagLev system, and the magnets I'm talking about here, which is the corner to core magnets, they should be the same. However, the leap still felt a lot better. My only theory for why this is the MagLev cube has less friction in the core, and because of that, it's easier to turn aside, and therefore the corner to core magnets become much more apparent. And just to show you the difference, these two cubes are on the same settings, except the MagLev is on a weaker magnet setting. And watch this. It will correct itself up to quite a big degree, while if I tried the exact same amount on this cube, not even close. Like, look at that. This is the stronger setting. This is the weaker setting on the MagLev. Now, if I like it having a smaller effect, does that mean I should just remove all the corner to core magnets? Well, no, I don't think you should do that, and that's because of the first issue I talked about. This cube just has an issue with catching, and if you remove the corner to core magnets, you are taking away the only redeeming quality about this cube. And that is the fact that even though it's such a fast cube, it remains extremely stable thanks to the corner core magnets, so don't remove them. If you remove the corner core magnets, you'll just have a flimsy cube with a catching problem. That is a recipe for disaster. But I definitely like the leap more because the magnet system is way more toned down. It's technically the same magnet system, but it feels more toned down. And I actually got plenty of good times on the leap, even though I practiced way more on the MagLev. It is so hard for me to recommend this cube. Even just the price aside, I think the catching problem is pretty huge. I had to drastically change my turning style and also just never really turn at my fastest. I was always giving it 80%. So I don't know, really mixed feelings on this cube. I am really happy that that they came out with this new magnet system because I think it could be really good. I just don't think that the GAN 12 was the right cube for it. If you have tried the GAN 12 yourself, let me know in the comments what you think about this cube and whether or not you agree with my review. Thank you to speedcubeshop.com for sending me this cube, and if you want to buy it, link is in the description and use the discount code JPERM. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Honestly, American money is kind of gross. I much prefer my Monopoly, I mean Canadian money. Too bad it's not worth anything.